So much fun today, right? Are you having fun?
So much fun today.
So much fun.
In all days. I always considered myself an alpha male, but now I'm a beta boy.
Beta boy?
Beta boy.
So what I want to talk about is something I wasn't ready to talk about last couple videos ago, but I am now. I'm Kristen, and this is Matt. We've spent the last 4 years sailing our $5,000 Craigslist boat to some of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean. From spearfishing in South Andros, Bahamas, staying in a treehouse and riding horses through the rainforest of the Dominican Republic, to even dodging hurricanes in Puerto Rico. We could have never imagined what this adventure would become. After gaining more sailing experience, we knew we had to make some serious upgrades to our boat if we wanted to keep this journey going. So we decided to go all in with our 40-year-old boat and get a new engine. We soon realized that we were in for more projects than we originally planned on. There's gonna be some major changes coming up, so hit subscribe and join us for the journey. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. We are still working on our boat, and we have been going an up and down roller coaster of emotions. We got super nervous about starting the refit, then we got super excited when we started it, then we hit the regret stage and we said, what are we doing? And now we're back up to the exciting stage. We are gonna jump in the wall, which is a truck, and we're going to go pick up our brand new Beta Marine engine.
Yeah, our brand new, I thought you were going to say our brand new baby. I feel like a parent that's going to adopt my dream child right now. You know, I had that old kid.
Your dream child.
That was giving me problems forever, but now I go get a brand new start over. So I couldn't be happier that Beta Marine came through for us and that we're going to get it. And it's been bad weather though, so it's going to be an adventurous drive. But let's see, hopefully it's not too flooded out there.
Let's go. Alright guys, we made it. We gotta go in there and hopefully they just pick up our package with a forklift and drop it into the truck. Like, just easy like that. We did have to pay a little bit more taxes than we initially planned on, right?
Yeah, they hit us over the head with the taxes, so it was a banger. It was 11%, 11.5%, but hey, you know what? The powers that be, I'm sure the Puerto Rican government is gonna do some good with that 11%, because I hit a lot of potholes on the way here and I think they need to tighten that up. So hopefully it goes toward the pothole fund.
All right, guys, here we go. GBU is going to be forever changed if this fits in. Hopefully. Did you do your measurements right?
Are you asking if I did measurements right? We got it.
There it is. Alright guys, it's in the back of the truck. It's ours. It's paid for. It's our big boy engine.
Yeah, it says on the paper to inspect it before
signing.
You sign it, but the package looked fine. I wouldn't even know what I'm expecting anyway, so I would just be wasting everyone's time and tearing apart the package. And the package looks pretty nice. I think that they'll let this slide on the ferry because it just looks like a cardboard box. So I'm just gonna tell them it's a television. I'm gonna say it's a television. No problema.
A really heavy one.
Yeah, very heavy TV. It's lead, so I got her strapped in. I use my ratchet strap because I'm ratchet like that, and I'm ready to ride. We need a little air in the tires, so I'm a little worried about that, but I think we can limp it to a gas station. The engine only weighs 400 pounds. This is a Toyota Tacoma, so you know, I think she's rated for a little more than 400 pounds. So let's hit the old dusty trail and get this adventure really started. Can you believe we have a beta? I always considered myself an alpha male, but now I'm a beta boy.
Beta boy?
Beta boy.
It's the next day. We couldn't bring the engine on the ferry last night because it was the newer painted one, so our friend Salchicha is going to help us this morning. It's early in the morning. We're going to try to go over there. How are we going to even bring it over there? Manpower?
We're going to go over there and we're just going to hoss it. I think it's only 400 pounds, so me and two guys can get it off of there pretty easily. And yeah, we're just going to go over there, slide it off, throw it on the ferry, and then hopefully get to seeing, making sure we got everything.
All right, let's get over there and go get our brand new baby.
All right, so we went down there at the ass crack of dawn and our friend was late, but you can't really be late when you're doing someone a favor. You just get there whenever you feel like getting there. But anyway, it looks like with my binocs that I found in this old Airbnb that I stay at, that it looks like he loaded the engine on. So we got to run down and get there. We got to go, Kristen.
Guys, here it is. It's time to unbox it. Matt ordered a few other extra parts, so we're gonna check and make sure everything's in there and just get a glimpse of our new baby.
Yeah, this is basically the inspection that I should have done before signing for it, but my Spanish ain't great, and it's always a stress to do it right there. Plus, I really have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm assuming that it's not broken, the packaging looks fine, but I'm gonna grab my invoice, I'm gonna crack this baby boy open, and I'm going to make a list of all my parts, make sure everything's there that I paid for, make sure, you know, Beta Marine took good care of me.
Dang, how do you like the big Clifford?
Bro, big Clifford the big red dog. This thing is awesome. It's just so amazing to take an old one out and then open the new one and see like the advances they've made technologically and just the things that didn't make any sense. Since I'm ripping my boat apart completely now, I'm taking out old things that don't make sense and trying to make them make sense. And you can tell that they made sense on this engine. Everything is a little more forward that you would have to work on as far as like throttles and cables and stuff like that, and then everything's very open on the back as well. The heat exchanger is included, so that's not like an extra thing you have to go deal with. I'm overall super excited. I got the high-rise elbow put on there, so the engine looks pretty good. I don't know everything about engines though, so I could just be ignorant
and excited.
I could just be blissful in my own ignorance. But it looks really cool. I'm hyped about it. So I got a few extra bonus parts. Some of them are going to help for installation hopefully, and some of them are going to help for maintenance down the road. Obviously it's hard to get things shipped in the Caribbean, so I did a preemptively and said, let me get some extra oil change.
Look at you being a big boss captain.
Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to learn because, you know, I don't want to get 3 months down the road and not have anything to change the oil and have to piece and part a bunch of things from all these other countries.
You better not.
This way, I try to get a little bit ahead of the game. So I have my list here. Now I'm going to go through my boxes like it's Christmas morning, and I'm going to make sure that I got everything proper. Okay, so this is my shaft coupling. This is supposed to make it a little bit easier to get the shaft on there and get it hooked up onto the gear, the marine gear. So this basically is the connection to the prop, to the engine to make things spin. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting feet. Spare belt, spare impeller, spare oil filter, spare fuel filter, and another spare oil filter.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ah. So basically this shows my tachometer, I believe that's called. My tachometer. I got my pressure gauge over here. I got my battery dummy light, my oil dummy light, my temp dummy light, and my, I don't know what that green one means. I'm gonna have to hit the manual for the electricals. I got my push button stopper. This goes stops the whole thing.
Okay, Matt.
And then here's my handy dandy operations manual. I'm gonna be hitting the books on this one, fellas.
Alright guys, so we're back on the boat and we have some things we want to talk about with you. Obviously, we got a new engine. We're super hyped on that. So leave us, anyone who put a new engine into their boat, leave us some pro tips that maybe would help us out. We're not going to install it quite yet. We have some other things we got to work on before that, correct?
Yeah, we got 1,000 projects to tighten up before I go throwing that thing in here, but I just, you know, things like steering cables, old pedestals still a little banged up, and I looked into Edson pedestals, and they're like a couple grand for those things. So I'm really trying to see what I can salvage out of that before I have to buy a new one. But there's some things I got to do anyway before I put the engine in.
All right, so what I want to talk about is something I wasn't ready to talk about last couple videos ago, but I am now. The third position of our washing machine. All right, so this is the third position of our washing machine. You might be wondering, what happened? You were going to put it above the toilet, then you were going to put it underneath the sink. Well, after that last video where we placed it under the sink and we thought we were happy with it, we tried to come up with some measurements and different sinks and different options, and between where the sink goes, we were going to do a vessel because this was so high up that no sink could come in depth. And then we were trying to put a faucet, but then the cabinet that came behind. Basically, it was a nightmare, and it would have been like we would have had to make our own sink or something. So we moved it to a third spot, and this is in our aft cabin, and it fits perfectly here. It looks great. It's right in the middle. There's some room down here for some detergent and whatnot, and we're feeling great about it. But there was a lot of questions from people in the comments wondering, it's a 220 volt or, well, I don't know the term, so I'll let Matt get into that, and our solution to get this bad boy up and running. And we're going to turn it on today. See how it works.
Okay, so since our washer was manufactured in Korea, it's got like the European plugs and it's 220. So everyone in the comments, a lot of people reached out and said, hey, make sure you got the right power requirements for, you know, washing machines that take heavy loads and things like that. So simple solution for that, but bam, it's a step down, step up converter, inverter, and this thing's like 50 bucks. You can get on Amazon. It makes things real easy for you, and it's even got the plugs for Europe, for America, you know, North America, and this thing, something like this makes it real easy.
All right, plug this bad boy in because it doesn't open up unless it's turned on.
Hey, you can't just open this bad boy.
So we haven't even opened it yet.
Okay, that's on.
Alright, so it's plugged in, and now what do you do?
It's plugged in, it's turned on. I checked there's a switch on the back that has it to 220 or 110. I have it to 220 because that's what it says European stuff is rated for. So that's it. Now I just gotta start pushing buttons.
Oh, okay. As you guys can see, it's in a Korean display, but you can just get one off of online. I screenshotted on my phone the American display, and you can pretty much just translate it. So it's okay to get the Korean one. Not a big deal yet. Now open it up, Matt. Oh boy!
You want to see inside?
Obviously we can pull the plastic out. Okay, okay. Looks a little smaller than I was anticipating. How much clothes do you think could fit in there?
Could definitely fit a hat.
Matthew, you're gonna take your clothes off?
Get a hat, 1 t-shirt. I'm gonna say 5 t-shirts and 2 pairs of shorts. So everything powered up.
It's a little smaller than I anticipated because the door makes it look like it's going to be a lot bigger in there, but it does go, I guess, what would you call, still goes deeper inside than it looks.
I think respectively you could do 3 towels in there, which is all we ever take to the laundromat anyway. You could do 5 pairs of shorts, 5 pairs of shirts, or 5 shirts for me. And you know, if I do it laundry a load every day for 3 days straight, it's going to take me 3 hours, and it's still going to be much faster than ever having to go out and find it on my own resources. So everything worked well. I'm hyped about it, but I have to find a place to permanently install my inverter box so that I can just plug things in and out. I don't want this thing flopping around, my little black buddy. And I think right inside here there's a void that I can cut out and fill and be a perfect spot for this. Before I install my little buddy here, I'm going to, Kristen brought me showed me the English instructions on the phone, and it does have a spin cycle. So what I'm gonna do is run this thing on a quick 6-minute spin cycle. This way I can see my amps, how much it runs at, since I have like unlimited power right now. I'm gonna run my amps on that and see exactly what I'm gonna have to deal with, so I can plan in my head how many amp hours it cost me for clean undies.
Clean undies?
For clean undies, how much it gonna cost me.
Okay, it's spinning.
It's spinning. They spinning, they spinning. Whoa! It just did a quick ramp up and then it stopped. Is that to flop the... Yeah, that's just to flop the laundry around to get it evenly spaced. Now it's going again, okay.
Alright, let's check the amps. It's gonna speed up probably here in a little bit.
Whoa!
So it's really spinning right now and there's no movement, it looks like, so that's good. I was afraid it might be shaking off the wall.
Yeah, that bad boy is humming. But I got no vibration. I think the install is rock steady. It obviously will be heavier with wet clothes in there, but I'm not worried about it. I think we're good. Alright, so my first mate reported to me that it's running at 8 amps, roughly. So it already takes 2 amps to run the inverter to power it. So I'm going to guess
the
that...
step-up thing?
The step up takes like a quarter of an amp, but to run the actual inverter to turn it into 220, to turn it into 110 already takes 2 amps. So I'm guessing this is running right at about 6 amps. So even if it takes me an hour to do a load of laundry, that's basically nothing. If the sun was outside, this would be running just fine. I could do laundry in perpetuity.
Look at what we came, babe. We used to have a cooler for a fridge, and now look at us.
We used to have a cooler
Big
for a
boy
fridge.
Korean
I used to be stomping the yard in the bucket to clean out my stanky drawers. Now I got the Korean mini market here. So hey, cruisers out there, if I ever meet y'all again, you know, you kind of bottom feeding barnacle busters right there, you know how like I used to be. If you need some clean laundry, come on over to GBU. You hear my boy talking at you? Come on over and you can do 1 set of clean draws. On me. That's on me. Alright y'all, so I got an update on my V-Birth cabinetries. I know that in my overconfidence, I said to myself that Kristen was going to say, ooh, daddy, to this pull down and all that stuff. Lie detector test determined that was a lie, and Kristen did not say ooh daddy. She saw the film and said, what even was that? She's like, maybe it looks better when I go down there. And I said, yeah, maybe. She came down here and let's just say it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. Ooh daddy was not what was being said.
No, it was rough.
She said...
I was embarrassed to even put that out on film, guys, so...
She said, what's the point of doing any of this? And I said, Kristen, it's the inside of a cabinet. You'll never look at it, I promise. And you said, I'm going to look at the inside of this cabinet. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to spend a little bit of extra time. Instead of having just the slats come down and follow the wall, I had to make these quadrilateral cuts, frame it in so it's a little bit more square. I put this donger patch to cover up where the chain plate goes. That's not quite finished yet. And then obviously I put the lip here. You know, that took some engineering. And now I have this flat piece in the middle. This still has to be done, but Kristen's much more happy with these walls than she was with just the weird slats and all the weird little chunks. The thing that made engineering this difficult was that, as you can see, there's nothing in the middle here. This is 1/2-inch plywood at the middle, so I wanted to keep it light. So I trued that up to stiffen it up so that it'd be flat so that my drawers would actually close and this wasn't making a smiley face. I had to true that up with some 1x. That was some big engineering feat as well for me. But now, as you can see, the doors close perfectly. The fold down closes perfectly. Obviously, I have to trim this in a little bit more. Everything fits perfectly and it looks wonderful. And it's, cue the Dixie Chicks, wide open spaces in there.
All right, guys. So those were some things that we needed to talk about. I think we cleared the air. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Matt will probably leave them. But we got something else exciting that came up today. So much fun today. Right? Are you having fun?
So much fun today.
So much
in all days.
Fun today. We got some samples of some stuff, guys. Look at this.
Woods, plastics, vinyls.
Oops,
coverings.
Sorry, that was the wrong side. Look at this. We got some options of some different, what would you call this?
Coverings.
Coverings. So we got this that could be for like cabinets and walls. We're not too... What is it? Excited about this color?
Tell the truth. Just say it.
We're not too excited about this color. It's kind of like peanut butter.
It's peanut butter. This is the peanut butter baby. We have to name the boat Jiffy if we do it in this color. This is lovely finish. I really like it, but the company only does 2 colors in like the flat panels. So it's pissing me off.
And this is actually flooring, guys. And we want to do this for our bulkheads and our cabinets in like the entire of the house, which would look really good. They have nice like plastic trims to make it look finished, but they don't have a good color for us.
To be honest, we just don't want to be peanut butter babies.
But it could look good, so we're not totally against it yet. So let us know if you guys think it would be good.
Yeah.
And then this is like some plastic, which is like plastique or like fake, teak. And we're thinking some cool stuff like this out in our cockpit.
Yeah, now see, I'm hyped on this peanut butter baby right here. This outside would be real nice. I can feel the slipness would be great. And I think it would just look a lot better because the white cockpit floor, it ain't it, as the kids would say.
Yeah, it gets really dirty. We only sanded the top of the lazarettes. We never actually finished the flooring, so it's actually dangerous. So we got stuff to think about. We do have other options of things we're going to look at, though, but that was fun to look at samples. You know me and my samples.
That's true. That's true.
All right, guys. Well, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And we're just figuring things out still. So we got so many more projects to go, and I hope you guys are excited. Let us know if you're excited for the big install of our engine.
Oh, yeah. And also, too, I want names for the engine. Obviously, we're pretty set on Clifford the Big Red Dog, but if you guys got any better names, let me hear them in the comments, please.
Yeah, and it's going to be good names because that's going to be a good boy, I hope.
It's going to be a real good boy.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Butter, baby, peanut butter, baby.